My brainwaves are supposed to be up there. Wait a second. They're not up there, but they will be in just a second. Let me see where I can find them here. That should be them right there. Okay, they're on there. We got brainwaves. And those are my brainwaves in real time, by the way. It's quite amazing. It's the only place on chess as far as or on the internet as far as I know where you can get chess with brainwaves. So it's quite remarkable, quite extremely different. Um, so we're gonna have some fun here. I'm just gonna make sure that I'm online here. Let me check. I always want to see myself before I start to play. Um, looks like it. Yeah, put up my hand. And that's me. So let's do it. We got everything working. It's online. Brainwaves are going. It's going to be a great night, I think. It's not about whether you win or lose. It's not even about how you play the game. In our case, it's whether or not you get brainwave data. Um, this is all about chess and brainwaves. There's a lot of better players on the internet. But if you want to see the brainwaves, if you want to see somebody playing chess and watch brainwaves in real time, there's no other place to do it. It's right here. This is where it's happening. Okay, so without any more ado, let's get a let's get a new opponent here, and let's go for it. Probably with a Carol Can, and hopefully get some interesting brainwaves while we're playing kind of quickly on the clock here, so we don't waste too much time. Put his queen in a little bit of danger. We have to bring back our rook, I mean our knight, our bishop, because it's getting attacked over there by the pawn. Okay, that knight can come in different places. I'm going to just kind of throw him off here. He would like to centralize his knight there by just moving him out there, but this will make it a little bit more difficult. He can still bring out his queen. I think I'll bring my. I know I see he's got a kind of a plan and kind of see what he wants to do, but I'm not gonna just let him do it quite that easy. Make him think a little bit. Maybe he'll lose a little bit of time on the clock. Yeah, I was kind of hoping he would do that. So it's going to be hard for him to castle kingside in that case. Um, I'm going to bring my knight here because I don't want to block the free interplay of my queen here. I want to bring my queen back over to here. Maybe I'll castle queenside. He looks like he's going to castle queenside too. So we'll both go over that way. I think I'll move this up because I know he's going to bring this knight up and try to block me out a little bit. I'm going to go queenside the same way. My king's a little bit more exposed, but not really. I should be able to maybe put this knight down there on a pretty good square, like right there. It's hard for him to dislodge that. He's got a white square bishop. His other knight's way over here. He's going to open this file here, but his king's on the same file, so it shouldn't be a really big problem. I'm going to get my king off the file already. Now if he brings this pawn up, he just closes off that file he wanted to open. And my queen can just come back to here where it still protects that knight. I think that's could be good. Now let me see. I think I'll bring my king over here and this knight here and then up to here. I think I'm gonna do okay here with this plan. This should disconcert him a little bit because he can't really attack this queen very easily. I'm just going to keep disconcerting him. I got more attacks on this pawn now. If he doesn't respond to that appropriately. Okay, I should probably bring this thing back here because it's going to be kind of necessary for defense here. Could have brought him back a little bit further, maybe. But I think it's going to be all right. I think if he takes this, he might see that as an opportunity, but I'm not sure that it's such a great opportunity. He's got to protect this pawn. He didn't. I can take his bishop and get. I think I can get a pretty good attack out of this. We'll see. I got to take that pawn. And why don't I just take him and put him in check? Why not? And then go over here and put him in check some more. Um, why don't I just put him in check again? And I think this will be checkmate when I bring my other. Yeah, that was a pretty good game. I like that game a lot. Not just because I won. I won. I love games when I win, obviously. But oh, look, you could my brainwaves don't lie. If you were watching my brainwaves, the brainwave patterns were just like one of like ecstatic, winning, um, and especially when I had that rook sacrifice against the pawn and then bring the other rook over checkmate. That was really a culmination of some planning and strategy. And I would like to look at that. Let's take a look on the analysis board, and we'll actually do post-mortem on that game. And if we don't see like too many blunders, if it doesn't look too blundery, we'll go ahead and do an analysis. Like I don't like to analyze like a lot of blunders and mistakes. In this game, I had 2 mistakes, and you can kind of see the doesn't look that bad. Where were the mistakes? Okay, right there and right there. My mistakes were not like huge mistakes. Where I lost, I went from minus zero .7 up to a little bit more than a pawn. I think it's worth it. Let's just do a quick postmortem on this and see how it goes. This was a Caro-Kann, and suddenly it's already saying that white didn't make the greatest move there. You see it's negative zero .4 means black's ahead. And I'm just kind of like playing this out how I normally do. Oh, that's interesting. I almost always bring the bishop back here, but did you see it gave white the advantage? I wonder where I'm supposed to go. Let me learn this so next time I play in the right way. Let me see. So the pawn comes up to there and it says negative zero .7. Let me turn this on. This is supposed to show me the next move. Oh, it says to bring the bishop here. So I'll do that next time. Yeah, it's telling me to go over there. Let's suppose I do go here. Yeah, it didn't drop me down. So apparently that's a better move. I always used to come over here to keep pinning that pawn, but I guess it's not the proper move. does something. I'll do that next time. I'll make sure when he moves that pawn out, because that I see that quite often. I always make the wrong move, and now I just remember to go the other direction. Okay, so again, the knight was not a good move. He came out there, and it suddenly went down to to negative zero point 0.5. That was not a good move. Apparently, there was something better I could have done. It's not really showing me my moves. Where do I see my moves? Wait, if I move the mouse, sometimes it flashes for just a second. I don't know why. Okay, it's telling me to move my knight out. I'm trying to figure out what I should do to make that appear. Apparently, if I put the cursor up here and that little chessboard appears, apparently then it shows us. I have to remember to move the mouse up there. Okay, so that's interesting. Yeah, that was kind of unnecessary to bring the queen here because I lose a move and then he takes me and the queen's here. If I bring the knight up and he takes me, I gain one tempo, it's called. So I should have brought the knight up, but I'm gonna just move it through like I actually played. That was also not the greatest move. I'll click back so we can see well, I only lost one little thing there. Again, they want me to bring the knight out, which, yeah, would be better. I don't know why I'm not developing that knight. And now it's 0-0. That gave the advantage to white. I'm sure I'm supposed to bring my knight out again. No, in that case, it says to take that. Okay. Makes some sense, I suppose. But I kind of wanted him to take this bishop and get this. But I like the last thing I'll develop. And now I'm already back on top again. So we're not playing too bad on this game. Still up on top because it's negative. I castled and now it's 0-0. It's a very even game. I don't know if you noticed that. I'll just go back a second. When he moved up here, it suddenly gave me an advantage. It was not a good idea opening this file for white. And that was a pretty good move. I'm not making any huge blunders or huge mistakes here. Always staying pretty consistently good. Suddenly with that move, it was not good for him. I'm down like a pawn. That was a terrible move according to this for him. And that was not a bad response. And that was a horrible move. And it's telling me to take the bishop, which is what I did. And now he's in big trouble. He's -6. So he thinks he's got my king exposed. And if you were watching my brainwaves during the play, I wasn't really feeling concerned about this because I got my queen and my knight over here. Okay, my king's exposed, but he doesn't have like bishops or a raised rook to just come over and attack me. And his king is exposed in the same way and probably open to more attacks because my queen can suddenly check him. His queen is blocked from checking me quickly, so he took there. I retook checking him, and now it's mate in 3. And I did it. 1, 2, 3. So that was a pretty interesting game. So not a bad postmortem. We're having a pretty good night here. It looks like I never, I'm not sure how to read that. I can't have 2,000 viewers. It must be 60. It keeps switching back and forth between 61 and 6058. But like always, my viewers, they seem to just like zone out on my brainwaves. They don't jump in on the chat. Every once in a while, I'll get somebody jumping in there on the chat, and that's a lot of fun. But for having as many viewers as I do, I think I have less chatters than just about anyone, and it's all because of the brain waves. They're very mesmerizing. But you can just watch them like going up and down. So I understand that. But for those of you who are not mesmerized on them, just jump right in and chat up a little bit because it's always fun to get some chat. So let's do another game, shall we? That was pretty fun. Maybe we'll play white this time, hopefully. If we play white, I'll try to get a King's Gambit going for us. Because King Gambits are always fun and it's always a challenging game to open up, sacrifice a pawn really early. That opponent maybe got a little bit freaked out by the King's Gambit. He saw it coming and decided to quit. King's Gambit is pretty formidable. Okay, here we go. Let's try another one, and I'm going to come after this one with a King's Gambit. Okay, we're just meditating here. My brain waves are in sync and high. Doing a little meditation, which is fun. Some creaking action on my mouse. I don't know why it's creaking, but it is, and that's good. Nice creaking sound coming out of the mouse, which is totally awesome, totally excellent. I'm going to develop one more rook before I decide what to do about this bishop. I could bring it back there. I could come up here and get a pin on that knight. Maybe I'll do that because now he's got everything lined up here. Okay, now I've got to decide what to definitively do. I guess I'll just bring this knight into here, play the clock a little bit, and I know that this is usually good when the king is castled on that side, and I'll keep the bishop there for a second, but he's going to come back very soon. I think it's already time to bring him back. And then we'll see. I'll bring this pawn up. This knight is well protected. This pawn is well protected. Don't think he's going to sacrifice. He might, but this knight wasn't. This knight I just moved was important on this side, but oh, wait a second. Did I lose a bishop? Wow. I'm just going to have to go for something strong here. I really blundered right there. I don't know. I'm just going to move the queen up and maybe get. That was a kind of a wasted move, maybe because it's very. I don't think I got. Every once in a while, I make a blunder and I think, oh, I got some counterplay out of it. But I'm looking for some counterplay here, and I unfortunately don't see it. Um, the only thing I can do is try to advance these pawns. I kind of figured he was going to do that. But maybe I'll get some good time here on the clock. Okay, to open lines on the king, I had to move this pawn up. It's the only possibility. And I'll suddenly take there too. And now suddenly his queen can't come up here, I think, like he was expecting. Oh boy, this is tough. Where's that knight gonna go? I'm just getting him the queen back so I can try to get this sucker move here. I don't know where he's gonna go. He went back there. He just keeps doing stuff. Well, I'm gonna get checkmated here, over here in the corner. But maybe not. I'll just go over there and see what happens. Definitely don't want to take that. I could take this and see what happens. What's he gonna do with that knight? Guess he's gonna come up here and fork me, but I might have a pretty powerful move against him. Um, he can't put me in check with his knight. Before I did that, I made sure I wasn't gonna expose my queen to a vicious attack. Um, was pretty vicious though that he did that. Where can my queen go? I guess back here. I'm really losing this game like big time. Well, if he moves this knight out of there, I guess I can try. Looks like checkmate anything I do. Well, I can come up here and save, try to save a little bit of time. The only thing I can try to do now is a checkmate. It's kind of weird. Every once in a while you get a checkmate out of something strange like this. Kind of don't think it's going to happen this time, but who knows. It's checkmate. Wow, look at my brainwaves. High, 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 high. You know, you might think that was lucky, but I was just seeing some possibilities, and I knew that I had the mate, and if Black didn't continue to press on with checks on in his own way or relax for one move, I had the mate prepared. So I'm sure when we look at the postmortem, I was like really, really far behind right there. You can see I only have a queen, a rook, and an advanced pawn against a queen, two rooks, a knight, and a bunch of pawns. So totally, totally lost game. Like probably 30 or something at the end there, 30 points behind, and then was able to pull it off. So that shows a little bit of strategy. I mean, not a lot, I understand, but yeah, I did win. Like, isn't there an old saying, nothing succeeds like success, right? So, and this is a fast 5 minute game, and people do get, I shouldn't say flustered, but psychologically, people have problems because they get winning and they get pushing and, oh, I'm going to checkmate him now. Oh, he made like one move. He saved himself for one move. Now I'm going to checkmate him. Now I'm going to checkmate him. And then they're just thinking about the checkmate, the checkmate, the checkmate. They're not thinking about defense. And while I'm doing some things, it seems like just annoying him, but actually setting stuff up. And then in the very end, I have an opportunity. Yeah, so let's do the analysis board and just see. Maybe the opening at least was good or something, and we can learn something from this game. if nothing more than to that you can sometimes win a game that looks lost. You can already see at the very end of the game was like completely lost. Here's interesting. I had 0. There was a big blunder by black right there, and I didn't see it. And then I had a chance to kind of like tie the game, and it went back down. Let me just see where that was. I'll miss one more blunder. One more blunder I did. Right there. Right there. The knight comes down, and suddenly, I saw that move with the bishop. They're telling me to move the bishop up there. And I was thinking, well, I'll get the exchange. He'll move his queen out of danger, and that'll be about it. I really didn't see that. Didn't think that that was enough. But let me just see what would happen if I did that. Why is that so great? I don't even see it now. Oh, queen doesn't have a lot of good spaces to go. It's saying go back here. And now I take the rook. Okay, big deal. Well, I win an entire rook. It wasn't just an exchange. Maybe that was it. Maybe that's what's so great. So now I got rook, 2 rooks, a bishop. Yeah, I'm actually doing okay. I mean, I won a whole rook, so I guess that gave me that would have been a good move, and I actually saw that, but I wasn't thinking clearly it would be an entire rook. I was thinking it would be an exchange, but I take the rook and there's nothing there to retake the bishop. So, well, that was fun. I think we'll do one more, and because I would like to do, a good game where we're not making mistakes and blunders, and we'll do a nice postmortem. So it'll be very instructional, and hopefully it'll be a King's Gambit because my channel is largely about King's Gambits, and I play. I also play Carol Cans, but I only play Carol Cans when I'm playing black because I can't play the King's Gambit. And but I'm playing white. I'm going to play the King's Gambit. I always play the King's Gambit, no matter what black does. Sometimes black tries to escape off into some other sort of some sort of an opening that's not a King's Gambit, but I always find a way to transpose. I'm still searching for a way right now to transpose. I haven't found it yet. I'll castle, but I'll find a way to transpose this into a King's Gambit. It is kind of a King's Gambit because I got this file kind of open if I can get rid of this pawn. I think now it's a good idea is to move this pawn up, get some action in the center, and have this bishop come up in here. The queen is going to come out hopefully on this side. And I can't bring her out yet. But maybe I should. I shouldn't waste too much time here. I could bring this one up. I'm just going to get kind of cocky here and force that bishop back. Okay, I didn't force him back. Now at least this bishop will have a nicer post here. Maybe just go around this pawn. Okay, I'm going to already get this queen out from behind that pin because he's got the rook down there. Oh, the knight's going to come up here, but that's not a problem now because I can slide the bishop out. This pawn, I don't know how much that's helping him and how much that's becoming a kind of, I wouldn't call it a liability, but just going to get rid of that thing and then This should give me a kind of a small advantage where my rook will temporarily have this file unopposed by the queen. The queen will have to find some square if it can, very, very quick. And that was maybe not too bad. I'm going to come up here because I'm seeing some possibilities. I've got two things on this now. If he slides his rook over, and then I saw that too, that I can come over here, right, threatening his bishop. Is that a possible square for this knight? Yeah, why not? Mix and match, mix them around as they say, and see what happens. I still have two attacks on this pawn. Okay, I can take his knight. He takes my, yeah, I think this might work. Will it work? I don't know. I just don't want to waste a lot of time on figuring out a lot of variations. I think that's a pretty good move because I can centralize my queen and he still needs to move one more time. And then I can take this pawn. He'll get my queen. I'll get his queen. We'll see. I don't know. This might be, every time I try tricky stuff like this, I end up getting destroyed. Can this pawn survive? I know I got to get my king out. I'm not seeing anything else right now. Got to get my, I know the king's going to have to be up here in the center at some point. Now I can get a passed pawn up there. Straightened out my pawns, have a passed pawn, and he'll be protected now by this. That's not bad. If I could just figure out now what to do. I think that was my best move. Advance the pawn, have the bishop protect. I think the king can. We got bishops of opposite colors here, by the way, so this will give me a definite pass pawn over there. I think I'll just go for the definite pass pawn. This is going to be a tough game. Should I come up here? I don't know. I can't really see. I'm not that good at these pawn endings. I'm just playing because when it comes down to everything, it's going to be on the clock. I'm going to keep those pawns from advancing, move my king up here, and hopefully get one of those pawns. And this bishop is protecting this one from advancing. I could get, if I could get both those pawns, I still have to get him to take my bishop because I think a bishop against a bishop ending is tied. I'm not tied, but I don't think it's a clear tie. Now I can get him now I can force him take, to get rid of his bishop. Oh, he wants to take back. He's going to have to take this pawn, and it's going to be a tie. He doesn't take the pawn now. He's lost, I think. Okay, well, we got a tie. It's a draw. It was a draw. Not too bad, 2 on the clock. We had 40 seconds compared to 131. Brain waves are consolidating now. You could see the pattern like being way up and then way down, and now they're just consolidating to. Hey, Mark, you're back. Let's do some. Let's go ahead and do some more coaching, shall we? This is Mark Karkin. He was here the other day. Maybe I was just gonna almost go, but now that I got my how do you call it? A mentee here. Um, Play another game. We were just going through this first game, Mark, about it was a draw. I was just going to do really quick the post-mortem so we can see how that went. So request a computer analysis. But anyway, thanks for the chat. Really gives me extra points when somebody chats. I don't always get so much live chat action. So today's going to be a stellar night in terms of um, winning a few games and also getting some chat. Oh, that's great. You've been playing it, huh? Well, I just played this King's Gambit, and how have you been doing, Mark? Has it been working out good for you? Because if you're running into some troubles, I might be able to give you a few tips how not to get checkmated. There's just a couple of things that you need to know. I can review those with you. Yeah, somewhat. It's a little bit tricky. The King's Gambit is a strong attack on black, but it opens white up to a couple of strong attacks by black's king. But just remember, if I don't, I'll show these to you just in a couple of minutes. But right now, I'll tell you, when you move your queen knight out, out up to the center, your queen knight, you move them up toward the center. That actually protects you from that thing where his queen comes out check and then he takes the center pawn, because that pawn, your queen pawn, protects that key square in front of your king. So move that queen pawn, that queen knight out, and it really protects you from some vicious attacks. So I can show you later on the board about that. So let's take a look at this. I'm going to go click back, and we'll just click through this really fast on the post-mortem. Just generally, you can see it was an edgy opening. Black was ahead by more than a pawn. Was like usually about 1.8, 1.5. He got as far as 1.8 once. So it was a little bit more than a gambit, but then I gradually came back and tied the game after maybe probably missed a few opportunities. But here's a King's Gambit. Let's click this on so we can remember what I did wrong. I'll start that back so we can see what I did wrong. So, okay, King's Gambit came out with the knight. I guess that was not too bad. That was a little bit gambity, but then he did that. Okay, then I came up there. That was not good, but I actually like this. Black, psychologically, black usually thinks they're winning a lot. Oh, he's got his pawns broken up and everything, but it gives you a pretty strong center. I mean, this pawn comes in and supports this one coming up. So it might look bad strategically in terms of the counting system in the computer, but in real life, this pawn center doesn't look too bad. I'm just clicking through this kind of fast to see if anything weird happened. I don't see anything. Both players are playing pretty consistent. That's was my idea. Yeah, when I did that, I was thinking that it was okay. And now it's just a tie game. Okay, so let's play another game and we'll see what we get with King's Gambit. If we might have to play the Carol Can if we're black. Okay, we're black, so we'll do a Carol Can. So that's the Carol Can, which is also a very, very strong and easy opening to learn. This is a variation that I really like a lot. If he takes that knight now, I'll play very quickly, get a lot of time on the clock, and have a strong game. I already pre-move just in case he does take the knight. The only other move they normally do is to come back here. Okay, when they do that, there's also a cool thing to do. You bring this knight out and then up to here, getting a tempo on his bishop. And now I'm going to get ready to castle, but first I'll move this bishop out so he doesn't get locked in behind this pawn. I'm going to already move him out. Kind of pins the knight. And then I'll move this pawn up and castle. If he moves this pawn up now, he'll think, well, I'm loosening his pawn structure and everything, but his pawn structure is getting like really loosened up too. You don't have to block that pin with this bishop. I normally bring the bishop out into a more of attacking position. As long as you keep your queen right here, the queen can retake that knight. I might castle the other side. I might do that. Why not? Just to mix things up a little bit and do something weird. I'm going to do something weird here and see. Maybe, just maybe, I can get him to take this knight before I castle. And if he does, so, I'm coming up here because if I castled right now, he would, I mean, if I move this queen up here, he'd block me out. But now maybe I can get rid of that bishop very soon. Okay, so bishop comes back. We'll see what happens here. That's like a kind of a real gambit over there. Lost a pawn, but I don't know if he's going to capitalize on that very much. Psychologically, it's good because he'll suddenly start thinking he's winning big time and maybe be more apt to make some mistakes. We'll see. Now, if he takes a knight, I'll come down here with a strong attack. He didn't take it, but that's okay. Okay, yeah, we'll see in just a little bit, Mark. He's got a phone call. I might have to go get a pizza soon, too. I'm just going to play the clock here, make him do this exchange, and then maybe I'll have enough force on the king side to really do something. Interesting, very interesting game so far. It would be interesting to see this on the replay, how we're doing. Now the king comes over and blocks the queen from coming down. I'll take this pawn if he doesn't do something about that. I'll take him. kind of thought he had that in mind, but you see, I can come up here. And now I got to protect again, I guess. Not really got this planned out very well, but it brings my king a little closer to everything. That was not bad. My queen is a little bit trapped over there, but would I rather watch a tree grow or a Negro? I don't know if it's a racist joke or something, but I don't know what I would like to see, to tell you the truth. Either one, I suppose. Let me see. Trying to figure out here. This is getting kind of tough. I think I'll just move this pawn up because. But that's great. Hey, thanks for the chat. I like it. Give me some more riddles. That was a pretty good one. I don't understand it too well, but I can see the play on words. I just don't really get the meaning of it. But it's pretty good one. Kind of was surprising. Oh, we can check that on the brainwaves. Do some more riddles because they will show up on the brainwaves. Like when I get the answer, boom, you'll see the brainwave pattern. No, we're gonna see what he does with his queen. Well, at least I got a little bit of time on the clock. He's really thinking here. Really, really, really thinking. Suppose I come up here now. I think my best is here. Because he can't check me anymore. And I got a lot of time. What do the different metrics measure? That's a good point. That's a good point. Let me think about that. The different metrics measure. Well, a ruler measures length, a clock measures time. Oh, did you see it? Yeah, I'm not paying attention. Like I like to, I'll maybe watch after the game to see how they drop and everything. But they basically show everything I'm thinking. Okay, I have to take that queen. Okay, now it's just a matter of maybe winning on the clock. 54 seconds against 53 seconds. It's a good possibility that I can just play this out and win. Didn't even see that, but it doesn't matter. I'm just kind of like playing on time. And I don't want to lose my rook right now or trade my rook, by the way. And I really don't want to advance my pawns either. I should be playing a little bit faster. 32 seconds against. Maybe that'll make him think a little bit. Twenty seconds against 13 seconds. 10 seconds. 8 seconds. 6 seconds. 4 seconds. I don't want to get a repeated situation. In 0 seconds. All right. Whoa, look at my brain waves. Totally synchronized, totally high. Oh, that was good. That was good. And I really like this. These riddles. They helped the brainwaves a lot. Did I mess up? How did I mess up? What did I do wrong? Won the game. That's not bad, right? But yeah, let's see. I probably played a pretty bad game. I mean, he was winning, but it's one thing to be ahead on points and have a few more pawns. It's another thing to be a minute behind on the clock on a 5 minute game. So it's kind of like a trade off. He's winning some material by taking more time thinking. I'm moving faster, saving time on the clock, which is also a resource, right? So he's winning resources and material. I'm winning resources and time. And in the end, my resources were more powerful than his resources. So that's one thing that this kind of timed chess can teach us, that maybe I didn't mess up. Maybe he messed up because he didn't play the clock correctly. Yeah, at least he lost the game. And as they say, nothing succeeds like success. But let's look at the analysis board and just see how far I was behind. And like I say, though, it's all how you play the clock. Time is a factor. Yeah, you look. White was winning. White was like way, 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 way high for a long, 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 long time. Like the entire game. But look, I was never ahead, but I won the game because I was moving faster. So it's the name of the game. So I'll do one more. Maybe I'll get some more riddles as I play this one. We'll see. And we'll check out those brain waves. The Delta was doing some pretty interesting things that time. Okay, we're going to play a Queen's opening here. Just keep buttressing the center, playing quickly. That's good. I'm going to move that knight out. I'm going to develop this bishop. I'd like to bring him out to here. It's a kind of an edgy move. Don't know the name of that opening or anything, but great, mess around. Well, I'm glad you liked the stream. What can I say? It does have the brainwaves. There isn't any other stream on internet that has real brainwaves in real time while playing chess. This is it. If that's your thing, you got nowhere else to go. So we're doing okay here on this game. We'll look at the post-mortem afterwards. I could take with the pawn. I can't take with the knight, but don't want to waste a lot of time thinking about it. Um, I got a way to protect that knight, by the way, but now I lose against that. I guess the way is just like this. And then I take here. And it's already the end game. I don't mind that my king is, centralized like that. Trying to think if I want to go there or there. I'm going to go here just not to waste any time. It doesn't make a big difference, I don't think. Okay, I'm trying to figure out where his knights can go. I think all the play with the rook is going to be over here on this side. I've just got to play well so I don't mess up. His knights are protecting each other, so neither one of them really presents a target. Um, I don't know. I'm just going to start playing kind of fast here. I'm just looking at some lines. The bishop is keeping that pawn from going forward. You move that pawn out, which might give him a weakness over there. And now I'm totally screwed up. I wasn't thinking right, but can I do anything here? No. Now it's just a matter of playing the clock. I'm basically lost this game, but who knows? Okay, I'm gonna maybe if I can get into like a really strong defensive position. I'm thinking that'll be a strong defensive position with the king here. And he can't really force a trade. I'm gonna do that and just see what happens. I'm gonna play this game out to the end. Okay, now I know he's gonna try to stack his rooks and come down here, so I got the bishop waiting for him. And he might not get any play there because how can he bring a bishop down here? I'll attack him over here on this flank. And I might just be able to get some counterplay over here. I'm going to double my rooks over there. And to do that, let's get a little bit of time. I don't know if this is going to make him think, or maybe he'll just. Now, if I could just get his king out of there, it's the only possibility. If I can move fast and he doesn't see his possibilities. If I can get his king out of there, I'm going to have a good possibility. I'm going to move this pawn up because what else can I do? I get a pass pawn over here. Maybe I'll just go for the pass pawn. If he can't figure out over there, I can see what he's supposed to be doing, but if he can't figure it out, I'm not going to tell him. I'm going to go for the pass pawn. And if I get a pass pawn on that side, and he still can't figure out what to do, I might have a chance. Oh, wow, wait a second. No, that doesn't quite do it for me. I'm going to keep advancing the pawn. Okay, he's got to come back here. I got to block him out and do something to get this pass pawn moving. I'm going to take a pawn on that side too. Maybe I'll get my pass pawn on this side now. Okay, now I've got connected pass pawns over there. Might not be too bad. Oh boy, this is tough now. What to do? Take this pawn in the center. I'm going up on the clock, which is good. Brainwave, I'm getting excellent brainwave data. I'm just seeing them out of the corner of my eyes. I'm getting some really stellar patterns over there today. Because I got quite a bit of adrenaline moving right now. Because, I messed up, as they say. Now I can come back here and, boy, this is tough. I got to bring my king over here to help these pawns go down. And with luck, if I don't lose something really big time over here, the king will help the advance and I'll pull this off. Okay, you got an extra. Maybe that was not the best move. because I think I'm going to lose a pawn there to the knight. But I just opened up an attack on this. If he moves this knight, I can take that with my bishop. And I want to bring I can also take this pawn with my king. I got a big problem though. I got to come over here because this pawn's going to advance down really fast. Okay, that gives me one pawn. Oh, I think I'm going to have to trade a bishop for that pawn. Oh no, I lost. No, I lost that game. Okay, well, I'm going to resign and got good brainwave data on that one. That was close, really, really close. But it was really a lot of fun, and we got some excellent input, feedback here today. Okay, an interesting stream. So, all right, back up on top. Let's try one more. And we got to get one good game with a good post-mortem. I'm not going to post-mortem that last one because it was too many blunders, too many mistakes. I want to play one solid game and do a post-mortem, and that'll be it. Um, different things to do in this position. I think that's not too bad. Taking the pawn, I think, is the way to go. I'm going to castle right away and hopefully get some sort of an attack here. I'm just going to play here like really all out and just keep playing like all out. Get the double attack over here on this knight, which is pinned. He's going to come down on this pawn. I'm going to lose my bishop if I don't be careful, I guess, but maybe I overreacted there. Probably did because this queen was protecting that pawn very nicely. I guess I'll bring this back because I don't want to. I might have a kind of a good attack down here in the center now. Got to think where this queen will go best. Here, I guess, so that I can bring this bishop out past it. Okay, that was good. Going to attack the queen. And that might have done it for me. I skewer the rook through the queen. That was kind of a rash attack right there without thinking too much in the center. Going to take that rook. And anything he does, I'm just going to take the rook. There'll be a rook ahead here. And he'll even have a problem castling after that because I take the rook. He trades queens. I take with this rook. And, well, he can castle. He can move. He doesn't have to castle. He'll bring his king out, but he's going to be a rook down. And I'm okay on the clock. We'll do the postmortem on this one. I don't think there was any huge mistakes on this, and it does look like I'm coming out of the opening with a winning game. Okay, I thought he would do that. I'm going to take the rook immediately and trade queens. Being a rook ahead, it gives me a pretty good advantage. Okay, now I just got to make sure what his should probably. I got to get my pawn. I mean, he can double my pawns over here and get some advantage, but I got pieces on the side of the board, and I want to make sure that I don't. No, I can't go over there. That'll be disastrous. I got to come up here. Wait a second. That always happens to me. Oh, I had I was doing good. Oh man, he put me in check, and I'm thinking, oh, I gotta respond to the check, move my king or something, and I'm sitting here analyzing it. And, oh well, I'm gonna resign because it's past my bedtime, and I did want to get one good game in. I'm gonna just try one more. Okay, it's 10 o'clock here where I live. He wants to do a rematch. Okay, let's do it. I was almost winning. I'll do the rematch. Well, I'm sure we got some excellent brainwaves on that last one because when that kind of stuff happens, they're just like all over the board with interesting patterns. Doing a standard opening here, I guess it's called. And I'm just going to do some action here in the center, kick the knight out. I'm going to develop this bishop up into here just to move the clock around a little bit. Okay, I'm going to have to get a knight out either to here or to here. Either place will do, I suppose. Maybe up here it looks better. And it gives me a little bit of strength up here in the center. This pawn's really weak right now. Maybe just take him. It also attacks the... Okay, I'm gonna have to... Ah, no. Oh, no. I'm gonna resign. No. This is crazy. Oh, whole piece down now. Plus I'm checkmated. Rats! Okay, this person wants to do a Oh, I'm sorry. I wanted to rematch him. Let me see. I clicked the wrong thing. He wants to do a now he's gone. I was going to do a rematch. Okay, one more opponent. I got to play one good game before I quit. Those two games were horrible. Really horrible games. I mean, it happens to the best of us. We'll just keep moving ahead and hopefully get one good game. No, I mean, I can do a comeback. It's not like I'm doomed. Okay, I'm going to do a real big sacrifice here. It's a rook knight sacrifice. But this often works. You need to protect this bishop against this check. And after this, it's an edgy game, but it's a good possibility that I can win this. And I'm going to play this very carefully. It's the best way to keep this knight from coming up into here is just advance this pawn. If he gets the check here, I'll advance the pawn here. Okay, so I think it's going to be all right. I'm going to bring this knight out. This pawn is effectively blocking him in a lot of ways. Okay, now what? I'm going to come back here. I still think this looks strong. I still think I'm doing okay. I think, a lot of possibilities here. I would like to save this bishop if I can, but I can't, so I'll come up there. Kind of misplaces my knight. I wanted the knight to come up here, and well, but he could have brought his queen over here anyway. Now, if he's playing pretty well actually, so I'm gonna bring the knight back here. Just see what maybe I can get just some good time on the clock here. Who knows? He wants to trade queens, but I'm not into it. At this point, I don't want to trade these bishops and get these lined up quite yet because I don't want to get my king so edgy as that. What I was just thinking. Gotta have a little protection there for my king. Maybe I just bring the knight to here and then up to here. Blocking this pawn effectively. Okay, now maybe. He doesn't make the right move now, I'll have a good chance. Even if he does make the right move, I'll have some chance. Brainwaves are high. Brainwaves are synced. And he didn't see the right move. Okay, so now if I come here, he's going to fork me with the knight. Got to be careful about that. But I got to keep the queen kind of like up there close. I'm going to move the queen over there and hopefully get some counterplay here now. By bringing this up, and if the knight comes here, it'll be pretty ineffectual. If I can trade that knight, then I can bring the bishop out, and the bishop might do me more good over there right now than the knight. I have some possibility now to get this bishop out. That looks like a better move than anything else. It protects this pawn, and also it kind of lifts my rook. It's going to be hard. I got to get some more. I think that's the best place. I got to get another rook over either here or here. Okay, that was a good move for him. I give the pawn in the center. I don't see where that gives me a lot of problems. In fact, it maybe helps me. I bring this bishop up here and like block him in. Can I do a sacrifice against him? Let's see. I don't know. This is getting very edgy. I don't know if this is going to work. If it does, it'll be amazing, but got to bring my other rook into play. If he takes the pawn now, he'll probably take with this pawn. Can I do anything? If I take there, then my queen can come down here. I think the best thing I can do right now is not just let everything open up. If I bring that pawn up there, I might have some possibility, especially if I can get this bishop here and then up into here. I'm going to do that because it might give me some hope. Yeah, you see, he finally got the idea to sacrifice the exchange, which helped him a lot. Do I have any possibilities here? Maybe bringing a pawn down or something? Is there any possibility? maybe get a. I can either get his, maybe get his queen. I'm gonna maybe get his queen. I think he's got to bring his king out to here. But if he tries that, I come here. That was good. That's just to come down there and take his rook. Obviously, he doesn't see it. It'll be great. Wow, he didn't see it. Okay, so now I can come here. Should I just trade down? Why not? I'm ahead on time. I can take these two pawns over here and I got a minute compared to his 30 seconds. Don't know what he's going to do with that. Bishop against me. Okay, great. Well, that was not a stellar game in terms of solid game, but it's instructive. This is an instructive channel. I think it's worth a post-mortem just to show if you want to get that rating up a little bit. Um, Try some things like I just did, where you get down a piece, but then you start thinking like, what's he going to do next? Is he going to try to trade down? Is he going to do this? Is he going to do that? Um, Try to get some strategy going, edgy strategy, and in the end, I kind of completely switched it around where I had more time on the clock and more material. So let's take a look at the analysis board and we'll just flip through that really quick. I think this is, like if you want to learn openings really solid, buy a book or whatever, or a program. But I think this is just as instructive as playing a really solid game. We played a uh, up and down game, but all games are up and down. So you learn a little bit about the psychology of it, and maybe that's the best I can help with in terms of this about instruction tonight. So I was playing white and was really really far down and really far down, and then right there I went up. I had 5 blunders. I had 5 blunders. My opponent had 5 blunders, and my opponent also had 3 mistakes, and I only had 1 mistake. Um, Trying to figure out why. See, my blunders were there. Maybe his blunders were a little bit later in the game than mine. If you're going to blunder, it's not a good time to blunder. I shouldn't say that. So let me see. So I just clicked through this really quick, and then I'm going to call it a night because it's been a lot of fun and it's been a lot of chat. I really liked Whiskey Dick 696 jokes. They were great. I didn't get all of them. I didn't understand what about the metrics measure. What do the different metrics measure? Um, Gotta measure something. Different metrics measure. Can't figure that one out. Units, I guess. I guess they all measure units, right? Units of measurement. Each measure is its own unit. Okay, so let's go ahead and click this. We can see the next moves. So here we go. It's a King's Gambit. And I did this sacrifice. I was already planning to sacrifice at night by castling. I take there. And like I said, a lot of people make the mistake when they play this This is actually a strong sacrifice. It looks bad on the board. Like right now we're down 1.8. Um, but it's a good 1.8 to be down. In fact, I probably win more of this position than I don't. Because if black doesn't play really carefully, see, that's a mistake. Let me just go back to see how I should have played that. Um, should have taken the pawn. I didn't want to do that, but I have taken that pawn before. And look, he's only down a pawn. I'm only down a pawn now. Let's play it through how I'm supposed to play it. And then, well, I don't know what black would have played. Um, if anybody has a suggestion of what they might think black should play right now, and then we'll play the strongest game against it. But I don't want to trade off my queen, so I want to keep my queen and my rook in a line here. And so if nobody has a suggestion, I'll just look here at what looks like a good suggestion to me. I think they would probably just think, well, I'll go open up this side and maybe castle queen side. So they would probably do that. And that was a pretty good move. It didn't change that too much. At this point, I would bring this knight out because you see in this opening, the knight comes in here, the queen is developed up to here, knight comes in here, then up to here, attacks the queen, and then if the queen goes somewhere strange, the knight comes up here, wins a rook. So um, to defend against that, they might just think, well, I'm ahead, I will. Okay, now it's my turn, so I would bring the knight out. And they're being ahead, they should probably bring this up to here to prevent that. And now look, by all kinds of strategy and everything, they're only 0.3 ahead. Even though I'm a knight down, it looks like I have like a lot of possibilities. So, if they don't play really, really strong, um, this is a strong. I would have liked to have won this in real time to show you how strong it is, but tonight I didn't. But it's a strong game. So I come up here putting the queen in danger. The queen probably doesn't want to move, and because black wants to trade down anyway, would take the knight. And now, just strategically, I'm thinking I'm putting pressure against this pawn. I would probably just go ahead and take that. And that was the bad move. Oh, there was a better move. Um, that wasn't too bad though. I'm down 1.7. I think the better move was with the pawn opening instead of concentrating always on this pawn like you do on the queen king knight opening. Let's go back and try the other way. The better way would have been to open this file against the king. And now look at that. I'm ahead already by 0.3. Like I said, I've sacrificed the piece, but we're playing what looks like strong moves for black, obviously rational moves, and suddenly we're ahead by a pawn. Black's thinking, oh, I got to move this out, and anywhere might be dangerous. I'll probably bring him back here, also blocking this file. I'm still up 0.6. To play the clock, I'd probably just come over here, which was not a good move. So, it's white has to play sharp too, but I didn't find the right move. And so now probably they would just castle, get out of danger over there. Um, I can see a kind of an interesting edgy move here, coming over here to go after this pawn, and at the same time threatening to come here and getting like a triple attack. They probably move the king over. Who knows? I don't think this triple attack actually works though because he's got it. Oh, it does. Does it work? I don't know. That looks like a strong attack to me, but whatever black can do here because it looks like he's got to move his queen out of here. It's not really a triple attack though because I have to take with my queen and he can retake with the bishop, and so it's not really as strong as I was thinking it is. But anyway, you can see it has like a lot of counterplay there. And anyway, it was a game that we won because my opponent screwed up. It was an edgy game and screwed up. And I'd like to stay around with you more tonight. I'm learning a lot. I had some excellent brainwaves, heard some jokes, and you guys who enjoyed it, I hope you'll follow me. Uh, just follow, because next time I'm online, you'll get the notice. Twitch will send you a email saying, Steinich is online with the brainwaves, and you can just come and check it out, chat up a little bit more, do some more riddles. So it's always good to be a follower, and it's been good to have some nice fun views and chats tonight. So thanks for joining me, and we'll see you around next time. Next time.